92.3 now.
92.3, we are live in studio. I am very happy to announce Kanye West in the building with me.
Yo, what up?
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Yo, I was at the show last night. It was one of the craziest experiences. Let me bring it from the beginning. I never thought that I would see Tribe Called Quest rock out again.
Wow.
So I gotta thank you for that. Especially when Busta Rhymes came out and did this thing on Scenario.
Yeah.
What was going on when you decided who you wanted to go on this tour with you? Is this like, why'd you pick Tribe? Why'd you pick Kendrick? How'd that go down?
You know why? It's just like real music.
Mm-hmm.
Things that affected you, like Tribe affected me when I was younger and helped inspire me. And I think, Kendrick is going to affect people in the future, right now and into the future. So, and Tribe continuously. And it's just, just picking artists that you respect and enjoy.
That was crazy because I would never think I was going to see Q-Tip and Phife come back together like that and show love that the way that they did, especially after all their documentaries and different things that were going on.
Yeah.
And that experience itself set me up for like, all right, now I'm ready. Let me sit in my seat and get ready for this show. So I went to your first show when you came to the Garden with the Glow in the Dark tour.
Yeah.
So I was excited to see this show at the Garden and see the difference between the two. I wanted to know more. What had me shook was your stage setup and you going up your mountain. You were like hanging on the side. Like, did you have your special sneakers held on to keep you up there?
It's dangerous up there. I'm just putting my life at risk, to express at the highest level while I'm, within this moment. It's dangerous. Especially
the moment when you sang Coldest Winter for your mom.
Yeah.
And like I told you earlier, like I had my connection with that album and you had your connection with that song. If for somebody that wasn't there, you had everything from your mountain to climbing a mountain to controlling the weather inside the Garden.
Yeah.
Snow inside of there.
Yeah.
To even telling people, I quote, yo, chill with the smoke because it ain't going to be good for everybody's Instagram pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I appreciate that. Like, now, one of the biggest things that I kind of got upset about, and it's not your fault, is when you were talking about fashion and you were getting into that. This is why I'm really glad you're here right now, because two people that were sitting next to me, they almost got beat up. Now, here's what happened. We're sitting there, everybody's zoned in, we're focused on you, listening to what you have to say. The two people next to me didn't shut the fuck up. They just kept talking.
Yeah. The
whole row in front of me got up and was like, yo, if you don't shut up, we're about to kick you out right now. The whole row.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I didn't even get to hear what you had to say.
Oh, man.
So
but that's dope that people they wanted to hear. But what do you want me to express that you didn't hear? What'd you miss?
When you were there, you were talking about Nike. You were talking about the American Express guy being there. And at that moment was when they almost got their ass kicked for not shutting up.
Yeah. So what I was saying is, when I had the opportunity to work with Nike, what I asked them to do is create a small facility for me to be able to continue to create and allow me to get royalties off of what I created.
Yep.
They said no. They said, we won't give you royalties because you're not a professional athlete. I said, what about the Yeezys? They said, we don't care about that. So I went to a different, company that's going to support and give me an office, let me create, let me get royalties. Because at the end of the day, it's cool to be cool, but people lining up for the Yeezys and daddy not getting paid ain't going to mean nothing in the North 10 years from now.
Yep.
Talking about your dad used to be cool.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I got this window of opportunity I've created with my level of relevance, that I've held on to for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But we see what's about. It's Drake season. We see what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And they would love for someone that's as rebellious as me to somehow lose the relevance and not be the artist asked to go perform at the bar mitzvah or something like that, and not be the artist that can cause lineups at the Yeezus tour store or lineups for the Yeezys. They want to marginalize me until I'm no longer relevant. And while I still have this relevancy, I'm going to turn up and take my opportunity to be the first artist that breaks through to make long-standing product. Yeah, there's a lot of urban artists that Michael Jackson were inspired by, but then it was Michael Jackson. Yep. And he had to fight to get his video on MTV. And what I'm saying is this product level that I'm talking about, of Nike, of the luxury brands, of any institution, any corporation that has factories that could create H&M, Zara, whatever, we as urban artists and communicators of the brand are not allowed to create consistently. When I did the Louis Vuittons, it was only one shot. But the problem is I tasted that clean water, and it tasted so good. Yeah. So when people say, why don't you do this on your own? There's levels of when I make a sweatshirt for you next year that's going to be higher than that sweatshirt I can make for you right there because of the opportunities that I've been given now. I want to create something better for you. We have been limited, you know, and it's not that it's a black or a white thing. It's not a racial thing, but what I will point out is there's 1,470 billionaires in the world, right? And there's only 7 black ones. Mm-hmm. But black people always talk about money. You always see us riding around with Maybachs, wearing our money on our back, new money, new house, new fur, all of this. And that's cool for people who control electricity, for people who control this this radio station. Yeah, let them drive around and they Maybachs crash into each other, be on the Rolling Stones cover at odds with each other, beef with each other. But don't never let the people, the culture, the voice of hip-hop come together, really rise up and say, we need a spot. We need a spot on that table. We need to make this money. We need economic empowerment, not just vocal empowerment, not just Twitter, not just Instagram. We need economic empowerment. Both my parents were educators. My mother was the first female black chair of Chicago State University. My dad, when he met my mother, was teaching medical illustration at Clark, you know, and he also went to school for Christian psychological counseling or something like that. He became a Christian marriage counselor. So he's hitting me with these jewels since I was 12 years old. I was made, you know, for this moment. What would happen is while I was out in Paris, I wanted to meet with the head of Louis Vuitton. He said, I don't understand why I would need to meet with you. I said, let me explain to you why you need to meet with me. Or the head of Gucci. I said, let me explain to you why you need to meet with me. Everybody in New York City right now don't buy any Louis Vuitton until after January. Now, do you want to meet with me? Now, do you want to meet with me?
Yep.
Influence. Yep. They think that I don't realize my power. They want to marginalize me. I don't care. I don't care about the powers that be. I care about the people. Yep. I understand that I can do better with more. I understand that the creative should be empowered. I care about God and protecting my family. And in this lifetime, where I'm at 36, the ability to go to another frontier to be able to express in a highly relevant way. I'm not in the club every day. I'm not at Live. So when I hear Drake do Language, I'm like, man, that's really good. But I wasn't there. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be 45 years old in a club. No, I for my birthday. Yep. You know, but not on a Thursday. Yep. You know, I'm not going to be in the club on a Thursday. I'm going to be running a content, experience, and product company. I'm going to be what y'all would consider or classify as the new Disney, as the new Steve Jobs, as the new Howard Hughes, as the new David Stern, as the new Michelangelo. That's where I'm going to be.
Now, you were talking more, too, that you were tired of the fact of everything being blown out of proportion with price and you taking over that as well. Yeah. Bringing it down to where anybody can go ahead and afford this. And if they want this, they can go ahead and get it.
Yeah.
That I appreciate as well. Now, what things are now with you compared to where things were at the time with the Glow in the Dark tour and how you feel and what you want to do and what you're trying to set up for yourself, is that a direct reflection of the fact of you now having your own family and you starting your own family and what you want to do for the future?
I wanted to be exactly where I'm at right now, exactly where I'm going to be a year from now, exactly where I'm going to be 10 years from now, since I was 5 years old. Mm-hmm. I knew I wanted a family, and the very first time I saw, I think it was like either it was a picture of Kim in Australia with Paris, or it was one day she had come to the studio and she was with somebody else. like I said, I don't remember where we first met, but I knew that was my wife.
Yep.
Mm.
And you said in the email too. Explain more in the email.
Yeah, that I wrote the actual "You're my devil, you're my angel, you're my heaven, you're my hell, you're my now, you're my forever, you're my freedom, you're my jail." It was her as my muse and me as Shakespeare to write that for, you know, someone who inspired me, you know, to love, to create, to be an artist. She's my biggest inspiration, and I was so happy that it worked on that song, on, you know, Lost in the World. Like, we're not always in the position that we want to be at. We're constantly growing. We're constantly making mistakes. We're constantly trying to express ourselves and trying to actualize our dreams. And, you know, that song was a first step or a second step or a third step or a 20th step to the actualization of the family that I have now. What I said on stage, what I'm saying to you right now, is the 20th, 25th, 30th step to the actualization of when I'm able to create whatever I want to create.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do it. I'm really appreciative for you to come in here and take time out of your busy schedule to come through here. There's nothing more I can say than thank you. But I want to give you the opportunity too, that you're here on my show in New York City. It's prime time, where the biggest gift I could give back to you is that whatever you want to tell to your New York fan, to feel free and go right ahead.
Okay, all I want to say to y'all is thank y'all very much. Thank y'all very much for bearing with me, because I have no interest to stop doing music. Sometimes I get a bit frustrated because I'm constantly held into that box. It's like, I could love Chicago, right? But I could see maybe in New York I have more opportunities to create more music. And people say, no, you can't leave Chicago because you're the #1 producer in Chicago. So what you gonna do if you leave Chicago? And they keep you in Chicago, and literally every time I go to a flight, the flight is left early. And it's like the Truman Show when he was trying to leave and drive to Fiji. So now I love Chicago forever and I love music forever, but I need to get on that flight. I need to do that. And with that, I'm gonna come back and make better music. I'm going to make better music when I'm more realized. Not realized, I'm going to start off like this. Like, and once I'm realized, it's going to start off like strange fruit. Oh, man. On a pop-up tree. You heard the crowd last night?
Crazy.
They got to turn. Y'all, you have to play not only Bound Today, but Blood on Leaves, because we're going to Blood on Leaves next. I got it in me, you know what I'm saying, to create. When I wanted to start rapping, a lot of people didn't want me to rap. And I took a step back and was like, I'm going to just focus on rap, and I'm going to stop producing for a little bit. So it's to the point, the reason why you don't hear me rap on other people's songs, because I was like, I'm going to finish Yeezus, because that's what I have to do in order to tour. And I want to express this, right? But I'm not going to do a bunch of other raps, because I need to focus all of that time on what I'm trying to do and breaking through and making product. So I remember, just like how I'm not on the radio a lot, there was a moment that happened for me too, when I said, okay, I'm not going to produce as much. I'm going to focus all of what I got on making rap. And at that time, all you heard was Just Blaze. Yep. Just Blaze is everything. You never heard a Kanye West track. Just Blaze all day long, or the Heat Makers or whatever it is. And then I came back with that Through the Wire, Nobody Wanted. I came back with Jesus Walks, blah, blah. And now at this point, we've made College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, 808s and Heartbreak, Blueprint 1, Blueprint 3, Dark Fantasy, Cruel Summer, Watch the Throne, and now Yeezus. But what if I had never rapped? So imagine what the product version of that is. It's going to be better than that, because I know more. It's going to be like Pac out of jail. I am the Tupac of product. That's why I'm turning up. It's looking like Larry Holmes, flabby and sick, trying to play a hate on my shit.
Kanye, just let you know right now, right here on my show. Yo, thank you so much for coming through. Thank you for that show too. That shit was crazy. And for everybody else, that for the millions of people that have been trying to find white Jesus, you should have just went to the show. He was there. Yo, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I'm forever be a supporter. Always. I told you what I feel, and I know you're gonna go do your product, but I hope that's not gonna take away from us getting some more music.
Well, I already explained to you. Think about this. Because I rapped, that put me into a place of a super producer level because I was the only one that could understand how to make Blueprint 3 because I experienced Good Life on stage. I experienced Can't Tell Me Nothing on stage. So that meant I could give Jay Run This Town. That meant I understood what it meant to stand there. So never think I'm going to stop anything. I'm like Disney. It's going to be everything.
Over. Kanye West in the studio, 92.3 now, New York City, baby. Thank you.
Yeah.